So everybody seems to want to know what I think about this stupid halftime show, and I guess like everybody, I've got some thoughts on it. I mean, okay, look. So you've got to understand that the halftime show at the Super Bowl is not the Super Bowl. Okay, it's just not. The Super Bowl is a football game. The halftime show is basically just a very expensive way to keep people from going to the fridge and forgetting about a boring football game, which a lot of y'all thought that it was. That's the whole purpose of it. That's what it is. It's a commercial wrapped in sequins and mostly bad music. I guess the last really good halftime show I saw was Prince. Y'all remember that? But I think when people start acting like Bad Bunny, whoever bad, I don't even know who Bad Bunny is. All right, but when people start acting like Bad Bunny playing music in Spanish is either the salvation of America itself or the fall of Rome or something, you already know that we've got a bunch of folks who don't have enough real problems of their own to deal with. That they got to talk about this. I mean, why don't you go out there and deal with like real life problems? I mean, if you're sitting there worrying about the culture war of Bad Bunny and Kid Rock, maybe you don't have enough problems, like real problems. I'm talking about real, honest to God problems, like you know a term paper or paying your rent or buying medicine or something like that. Like if this is what you're worried about, you need to get a life. Okay. And if this is all
Okay.
you've got to worry about, I'm happy for you because you must not have any real problems. But when Bad Bunny went and played at the Super Bowl, I think you have to look at it for what it is. He's a global pop star, and the NFL hired him, or maybe they didn't give him any money. I don't know. I've heard a couple of different things on that, but anyway, whatever it is, the reason they brought him in was because they want to keep you from going to the fridge and getting distracted by what you, a novice fan, think is a bad football game. That's the point. No, I think that's God, dog. That's the business. That is the whole business of it. Now, on the flip side of this, you've got what is this group? Turning Point USA, right? Like who really cares about Turning Point USA? I mean, no real person with real problems and real issues in their life really cares about Turning Point USA, and nobody really cares about any pack for that matter, right? Like nobody cares. But you've got them out there doing this alternative all American halftime show thing that they did with Kid Rock and all them trying to, like, they have to prove their Americanism and their Christian faith to the rest of us in order for them to get to heaven or something. And I don't really understand that. But anyway, it was that was also very predictable, mind you, right? Because both the NFL and Turning Point USA are chasing the same thing: attention and identity. That's what they're going after. And both of these ran into streaming issues, right? They ran into problems. The audiences were disconnect and people were tired of it. And you can say that millions and hundreds of millions of people watched this and it broke the internet and hundreds of millions of people watched Bad Bunny. Who cares? I mean, who really cares? All right, that's the whole story. This is what America has come to. Everybody's pretending that this whole thing is about values, right? But it's really not. It's mostly about tribes of people who don't have real problems they're dealing with, or they're trying to ignore the real problems that they're dealing with. Now, look, I'm gonna I want to tell you something. Maybe if you didn't already know, because you probably don't, because you're too busy worrying about which stock is going to go up or anything else. You're not out there living in the real world, okay? But I'm going to tell you something. Humans are very tribal people, and they always have been. And if you put people on an island with unlimited coconuts, okay, within 2 weeks, one group is going to be arguing that the coconuts are traditional, and the other group is going to be calling them problematic. And that's what people do. We pick a side, we take that side personally, and then we start throwing coconuts at each other like we're on some desert island somewhere. And come to think of it, maybe we are kind of an island. If you look at the whole geography, from the Arctic to the Antarctic, maybe we are kind of an island, you know? But yeah, if you give people enough time, they're going to separate themselves from each other, and Americans are just no different. So I don't know. It's just all stupid to me. So I don't know. If you want to talk about this whole Bad Bunny team versus PPUSA team like it's a rivalry or something that actually really matters, and it's not a game that either person can actually block anybody. They just get out there and like play this slap ass football. Like, I hate you, motherfucker. I hate you. I hate you. You're not no good. It's like a bunch of cowards, you know? I just don't know. I think this whole thing is stupid. And it feels like two teams that can't get along, and they never will because they're too damn tribal. So here's what I'd tell anybody, right? If something doesn't matter, then stop acting like it matters. If you don't like Bad Bunny, don't watch him. If you don't like TPUSA, then turn them off. That's the whole point of this whole stupid thing. Nobody is putting a gun to your head and making you talk about this. You've got a remote, you've got a phone, you've got a brain. You can go outside and look at the sky. That's what I did. I took the dog to take a crap. My dog had to go and take a crap, so I took him there. I didn't watch either one of them. But no, you people are going to go crazy over a 13-minute performance like it's a constitutional convention. And then you add this political layer into it with Donald Trump, right? And calling the halftime show absolutely terrible, and he framed it like it's some sort of American values issue or something. Well, of course he did. Absolutely he did. Because politicians are basically just professional button pushers. They're like nobodies. That's the job. They find the nerve, they poke at it, and they watch the reaction. That's what these people do. It's like if a guy made a living walking around a zoo, tapping the glass everywhere, and then acting surprised when the tiger hits the window. Right? I mean, that's what it's like. I guess on the flip side, then it doesn't take very much to be a politician, does it? You can just walk around tapping on the window and be like, oh my God, it jumped out at me. Scared me. Stupid. So, I mean, I don't know. So, if you want to talk about American values, okay, let's talk about American values. American values are going to come into the conversation. And since everybody loves the saying American values like it's a magic spell, let's talk about that. Because if you want to talk about American values, here's a list. I'm going to give you a list that's older than social media. and more meaningful than a hashtag, okay? Let's dive into my list. Number one, you got to have some competence. If you want to be a good, real American, you got to have some competence. And that's something I don't see coming from anybody really these days. Number two, to be a great American and have American values, you have to have some discipline. I don't see a lot of discipline in our country today. I see a lot of moral tail chasing, but certainly no discipline. Number three, you got to work, and you got to work hard. You got to make something of yourself. You got to go out there and do something. Then you got to have some self-control. Don't go out there and try to force your beliefs on everybody else, because that's not what this country is about. Then you got to have a little responsibility. If you're out there making arguments about, a person's Christian values or a person's atheist values or whatever, you're not sweeping off your own doorstep. Take some responsibility, pal. I think the next thing on the list is you got to go out there and build something real, something meaningful, not just a platform that you can monetize. And then you got to go do hard things. You got to do hard things without needing applause. I think that's the stuff. That's the backbone of being in America. That's what built this place. If you have a problem with that, then I'm going to say you're un American. And it's not up to you to judge a person's level of any of this. Because at the end of the day, you're a nobody. You're a nobody. And I think that's the stuff that really matters. So, what do we do instead? Instead of focusing on all these important things, we just don't do it, right? We go out and we build our entire identity around entertainment products, because that's exactly what the halftime show and that's exactly what the Turning Point USA was. It was just entertainment products that scream at complete strangers online to get some attention, like they're storming Normandy or something, you know? But I'm going to tell you, you know what the funniest part of both sides of this are? Is that they're both doing the exact same thing for the exact same reasons. That's the truth. Bad Bunny fans are like, oh my God, this is historic. This is culture. This is representation. Turning Point fans are like, this is faith, family, freedom. This is the real voice of America. No, it's not. Okay, fine. But here's the secret: the NFL is not your church and it's not your university. It's a corporation that sells ads during a game. That's it. That is it. And if you can't tell the difference between a corporation's marketing decisions and the moral fate of a nation, you're going to be easily manipulated by people the rest of your life, because you're outsourcing your true thinking to whoever yells at you the loudest and resonates at whatever worldview you think you have. Hey, and also, this is important. I don't want to forget this. This is important. You've got a whole bunch of people out there in this world who don't even care about either show. Like me, I took my dog out for a crap. Then I came back and I watched the rest of a hell of a defensively good football game. We cared about the fight. We cared about the conflict. We wanted to see this like some people like dessert. And I don't even really like dessert. Believe it or not, my fat ass does not like dessert. But we showed up for the arguing, not for the music. We showed up for the chess match in the trenches, not for the political patriots or the cultural revolutionary Seahawks. You guys are just addicted to outrage, dopamine. And the outrage is convenient, okay? And it's convenient because it makes you feel like you're doing something while you're actually doing nothing. So if you want to do something, go coach youth football. Go help at a food bank. Go mentor somebody. Go show somebody how to get out of student loan debt. Go fix your marriage. Go fix your relationship. I don't know. Go pray to something. Go volunteer. Do literally anything real because obviously you don't care about this game. You know what? Here's the real scorecard. If your life is going well, you might watch the halftime and go, huh, and then move on. If your life feels out of control, then you're probably going to start watching this and be like, oh my God, this is a war. So, what's my actual lesson here? Stop letting people rent space in your brain for free. Stop letting them control you. Bad Bunny is going to keep being Bad Bunny. Turning Point USA is going to continue to be Turning Point USA. And the NFL is going to keep printing money whether you like it or not. And guess what? If you want to be a grown adult, the most radically American thing that you can do today is decide what matters and then act like it matters. That's all you got to do. And if you can't do that, then you're just a tribalized butthead.